Hey everyone, David Nuño here, TexAgs Rewind. It looks like I'm at a piano bar. People are making fun of me. Liucci, you like the lighting in here?
No, not at all. It looks like I love what we're doing here with this. We need to do something about the lighting. It's giving me, I said it on air earlier, it's giving me real like Alfred Hitchcock vibes. And you're Alfred.
Yeah, well, I'm Alfred, and I'm standing awkwardly here. Hey, on the show today, we talk a little Auburn football, get to know the SEC. Also, Liucci talks about getting some cheaters, Oregon. And I say bank on Connor winning this weekend. You like Connor?
Slightly. I'm not banking on it. I'm going to bet for fun. I'm not going to feel confident about it.
Yeah, I just like the dude. And Olin says Suns in 4.
Suns in 4. Is he going to go get into a fight tonight somewhere?
Yes, he is.
What if Olin had a Suns in 4 incident at an A&M game and it went viral? That would be incredible.
I think my favorite part of this video was I ended the video and you kept on going, and we're going to use this part at the end.
I'd pay his bail.
I'm a little angry, guys. And, I'm a little upset here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. When you read clickbait or you see graphics that are just stupid, it makes me kind of sleep in a bad vibe. I wake up angry on the wrong side of the bed. And I'm starting the show with that because somebody, I forget who tweeted it at me, so thank you very much for doing it. Ranking the 20 best head coaches in college football. And before I say hello to everybody, let me just be upset for a minute, and then we can be hello and all get upset together. So I'm looking at this list. Nick Saban, number 1. Okay, got it. Okay, where's Jimbo? Dabo, number 2. Okay, good times. This is great. 3, Kirby Smart. No, Lincoln Riley. 4. Oh, Dan Mullen. Okay, Dan Mullen, really? Pat Fitzgerald? Matt Campbell? Kyle Whittingham? The dude from Kansas? The guy from North Carolina? I like him. Mac. All right, who else? Jamie Chadwell? Oh, we're still not at Jimbo. And Brian Kelly. Then Jimbo Fisher. The go hour begins with angriness. Hello, Olin Buchanan.
He takes over an offense that has one of the best running backs in the SEC in Tank Bigsby. And I think Malzahn was kind of hesitant to use him early, and that didn't help. He has at least an experienced quarterback who's not bad in Bo Nix. Now, Bo Nix is kind of like Kellen Mond early in that he makes some mistakes that make you scratch your head. And he struggles sometimes on the road, but he's typically really good at home.
Where is he in the tier of quarterbacks, you think, in the SEC? Where's Bo Nix? Right around the middle?
Yeah, probably you'd probably be listing about 3rd or 4th.
Okay.
Because he's actually played. And let's understand, at times he's played really well.
Yeah.
And then at times, like the South Carolina game last year, a couple times if he just throws the ball away when he's under pressure and running toward the sideline, they win the game. But instead he tries to make plays and they end up interceptions and things like that. So, but defensively, they are counting on transfers from Kansas, UAB, West Virginia, and Vanderbilt to make their defense better. And I don't know, and those guys may all be good.
Right.
But Kansas, UAB, West Virginia, and Vanderbilt, those are some great defensive programs, right? And they lose all their receivers. Now, they do get they just, I think yesterday or the day before, got a transfer from Georgia at receiver, Demetrius, I think his name's Robertson, and I guess that'll help them. But you look at that team, they weren't great on the offensive line. They were okay. So probably an average offensive line, a really good running back, an experienced quarterback, no proven receivers, a very questionable defense.
Yep.
I don't know how you look at them and say they're going to be much any better than they were last year. In fact, probably take a step back. I look at Auburn and see a team that's going to struggle to get bowl eligible.
Yeah, I tried to go through their schedule yesterday, and I had a hard time finding. I think 7 wins is doable.
Okay.
I think some people I was reading had them as an 8-win team. I looked at their schedule. I'm like, I don't know. Like, again, there's so many question marks, and there's question marks all around college football. But when I look at them and what they were able to do last year, and I feel like you can copy and paste some of the discussion we had with some of the schools already, with Ole Miss and Arkansas, the defense being a real problem. Auburn's defense is a real problem. Are fans going to be patient?
Well, Oh, well, that's two separate things here. There's no patience anymore. My husband's a high school football coach. There's no patience, and that begins early on. So definitely college coaches who are making, millions of dollars a year, there's no patience with them either. So are fans going to be patient? I doubt it, but they need to be. And I think that they understand that, regardless of who they brought in, hell, they could bring in, Nick Saban, that there's going to be some rebuilding to an extent, especially on the offensive side. You have the quarterback battle. I wouldn't have talked about this 2 months ago prior to TJ Finley transferring in, but Bo Nix is the guy, and I think will be the guy until he maybe isn't the guy because of his own, does something himself. He went through spring with Harsin, so he's starting to get a head start already on that offense. But TJ Finley is a super talented guy who has a heck of an arm, the LSU transfer. So that's going to be a big thing. You look at, what Bo Nix has done. There have been times where Bo Nix has struggled at times. We saw him at South Carolina show a lot of frustration. And I've been covering Bo Nix since he was in high school. And he is a crazy competitor and super talented, but there's times where he lets the game get a little too big for himself. So I'll be interested to see how Brian Harsin kind of comes in, settles him down a little bit. But you see the highlights right here of Smoke Monday. The defense is really going to be the strength of this Auburn team, like it has been for the last couple of years. They are going to be incredible at the linebacking core. They have a lot of returners, especially the linebacking core. Obviously, you see Roger McCreary there. The DBs are going to be super talented as well. So expect for this Auburn defense to be the kind of the stout defense that we've seen from Auburn the last couple of years, but it's really a matter of how long can the offense stay on the field. That's where we've seen Auburn's defense struggle is, if they're 3 and out every single possession, they have to be right back out there, they're going to have a hard time. Any defense is going to have a hard time, but Auburn has particularly struggled there year in and year out.
So I was trying to think to myself, what is something we can bank on? And the thing that I want to bank on, I don't have a lot of confidence in, but I'm just going to be like a UFC fighter. I'm going to go and I'm going to believe. You can bank on Conor McGregor winning this weekend. He hasn't won. He's won one time since 2017. I know this is not your world, right? One time since 2017.
Rubber match.
This is the rubber match. He lost to Dustin Poirier last time they fought in January. The last victory he had, I believe, was against Cowboy a year ago, and he destroyed him in the first round. Too much information. I apologize. But I do believe when Conor is focused, you can bank on it. He's winning the third fight.
I'm banking on it. I believe you. Conor McGregor. I'm with you. I'm banking on the Phoenix Suns after last night. I'm banking on the Phoenix Suns sweeping this series against Milwaukee and winning the NBA championship.
It sure feels that way.
Yeah.
It sure. I will say this about Milwaukee. Every time we think that they're done, they have found a way to make it through. The Brooklyn series, KD, a game that I believe they were up in, a game that they would have taken a 3-2 lead. They were up like 18 points in the second half, and Kevin Durant goes crazy, and it looked like they're done for dead, and they find a way to come back in that series. Atlanta, you almost felt the same way. They got down. But
the Suns are playing so well.
Man, they're loaded.
Paul's is playing probably better than he's ever played.
I love it.
And what's his name? The kid from Arizona, Ayton?
Oh, yeah, DeAndre Ayton.
Boy, he's really given so much that he's so athletic.
Man.
So which team that hasn't made the college football playoffs? Okay.
Because when you added that, I'm going to answer yes.
Okay. There are some teams that have been there but maybe not been there. They're not mainstays.
See, I was going to go, and I know it's touchy right now because everybody's worried that they're going to get every player that ever comes out from now on, even though that's not at all what's happened. They've gotten 3 Texans, 2 of whom A&M wasn't really recruiting actively. Oregon, because of the conference, I would say Oregon or USC would have the clearer path if Helton can turn it around. I feel like they're trending up slowly. Not and maybe too slowly because he might not last past this year if they don't have a really good season. I think he's done. But if he can get through this year, but I think SC or Oregon, and Oregon seems to be a notch above, although people forget they were 4-3 last year and not very good. If A&M plays Oregon this year in the postseason, I hope Jimbo Fisher and the Aggies try to score 100 on them. You need to squash their cheating asses if you play them this year if you're in the SEC. And I think Ohio State will do that early in the season. I think that's an early season showdown is Oregon, Ohio State. I think Ohio State will absolutely demolish Oregon no matter how physical Mario Cristobal makes that football team, because I'd like to see that physicality come into the SEC. A couple of years ago, Oregon was supposed to be really good, and they kind of outplayed Auburn, and they lost to an Auburn team that ended up losing 4 or 5 games. I think maybe Auburn was 4-4 in the SEC. They beat Oregon. So Oregon, the Pac-12, my point is incredibly weak. One of the programs that seems on the upswing was Arizona State. They're very likely to get completely smacked by the NCAA and made an example of. I don't even know if Herm Edwards will be coaching there much longer. So it's just such an Stanford's down. UW, no more Chris Peterson. They're going to be down. It's too clear a path for whoever can get through that championship game. So I would say in the next 2 years, before we go to the 12 team, I would go the slash there in the Pac-10, and I would go A&M second, because the path is so tough.
All right, I hope you like this content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the like button, smash it, whatever you need to do. And obviously, go out to TexAgs.com/subscribe. Become a subscriber. That's Luch. I'm Nuño. Say bye.
Happy weekend.